Hmm.
Um, I I wonder if you could describe when you say picture, the blessing at your heart or the Buddha at your heart, or how exactly you visualize that. I've read different descriptions, like, a thin, the moon disk being part of the thin line that runs from your crown down along the inside of your spine, but that is really hard to visualize. So could you help with that, please?
Yeah, I don't know that there's any one like absolutely right or absolutely wrong, way of doing it. I think in often, they'll say, like a lighting at a like a lotus, like visualize. And I think the lotus in one way might be an effort or a way of thinking about the channel, the channel knots at the heart, in a less kind of intense way, but it's sort of getting at this idea of, the eight, the petals of the lotus, and then also the channels and all of that without actually doing it that way. Um,
But do you place, like, where is that in relation to your physical heart?
Generally, I mean, I would say it's relatively in the same sort of, because some people think that their heart is like here, but actually the heart is,
Yeah.
in the center. So I would say, it's really like, 'cause when we say put your hand over your heart, people do this, but that's not that, it's here. So I mean, I would say here, um, between the breast, you know, bone, kind of right there.
Oh, thank you.
Um, yeah.
So I guess that's the problem. Our image of heart is so concrete. And it's like, okay, where is this in relationship to that? But it's hard for me to let go of that somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, the idea is to try to identify more with the subtle energy body rather
Okay,
than the physical body. I think that's the general intent. It's almost like it's a precursor for tantric practice in a way where, it's not, but they're kind of like slipping in these precursors or these like ways of getting familiar with what a person would do if they were to progress, to tantric practice. And so the idea is to think more about identifying with the subtle energy system rather
that's
than.
really helpful. Thank you. That unlocked it. Thank you.
All right, good morning. We'll go ahead and get started. So we'll begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning, but we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And begin to let go of attending to the external environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. beginning to concentrate that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is present in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And when the mind feels more calm, we generate a broad altruistic motivation, contemplating the kindness of all sentient beings, all of the ways in which they have been kind to us in this life, beginningless past lives, the kindness of our parents, the kindness of those that have provided every drop of clean water, every bite of nutritious food, the benefits we have received from being able to live in safety and comfort, and the benefits of being able even to receive benefit from challenging situations, being able to practice patience, loving kindness, generosity, developing a sense of gratitude towards sentient beings. Strongly wishing to be able to repay their kindness. I think in order to do that, I must genuinely transform my mind. I must become deeply familiar with states of mind that spontaneously support actions that are of benefit to others. And I must reduce the influence of states of mind that often motivate actions that are harmful to others. By engaging in this process of inner transformation, I can become someone truly able to repay the kindness of others, truly work for their benefit. And with that motivation, contemplate our last topic in the 8 verses of thought transformation. Verse 8. Through perceiving all phenomena as illusory, I will keep these practices undefiled by the stains of the 8 worldly concerns, and, free from clinging, I will release all beings from the bondage of the disturbing unsubdued mind and karma. Through perceiving all phenomena as illusory, I will keep these practices undefiled by the stains of the 8 worldly concerns, and free from clinging, I will release all beings from the bondage of the disturbing unsubdued mind and karma. So we can begin by thinking about the influence of the 8 worldly concerns in our lives, the attachment that we have to sensory pleasure, to being praised by others, by gaining status, wealth, a good reputation, and the aversion that we have to discomfort, to being criticized, to losing possessions or wealth, being thought of poorly by others. When we engage in actions that are intended only to increase wealth or pleasure or reputation, or out of a fear of losing any of those that we have gained, and we're engaging in a worldly, mundane action, not being motivated by spiritual purpose. So think of the ways in which, as ordinary sentient beings, necessarily, we do find ourselves under the influence of these eight worldly concerns. How much is that motivating our daily actions? And try to recognize that these motivations are driven by the way in which we hold our ego identity. how tightly we grasp at a sense of me, I, mine. Is it possible to loosen that grasp, to hold ourselves more lightly, trying to imbue things with more of a dreamlike, illusion like quality, and thoughts and feelings arise, not seeing them so solidly, so concretely, not giving them so much power. Just noticing the arising and passing away of thoughts in the mind, feelings. Try to imagine being able to hold yourself more lightly and see how that might reduce the impulse, the urgency of chasing fame, wealth, reputation, pleasure, and being so fearful of any reduction in what we have accomplished, and seeing the benefit of being free from those drives, those impulses, being able to adopt more pure, more spiritual motivations for our actions. Let's try to think what that might be like. I think if we were successful in that way, then we would have this expansive attitude, as it says, free from clinging, not placing others in categories, a friend, enemy, stranger, but being able to work for the benefit of every sentient being, transcending the thought of wanting to help only some who seem helpful, wanting to harm others that seem as though they have harmed us, and not caring about those who have neither helped nor harmed. Having this vast mind, try to think that I will make effort in reducing the influence of the 8 worldly concerns in this way, so that I can adopt that kind of mind. Make that your determination. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in the mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings, without exception. Thinking strongly when that positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.